What's up, investors? Ken here from the Dyslexic Investor, and we're going to be looking at Activision Blizzard company today. This is the gaming company that is within mobile, PC gaming, console gaming. They make some of the bigger games of like World of Warcraft, the new Call of Duty that just came out, and they also acquired the app company King that makes the Candy Crush Saga series, which is a cash machine there. So within the portfolio, we actually own some Activision. We've owned it probably since right when it broke above the right before it broke above the 200, so right about here. I'm going to have to put a marker there to identify that, so we can't constantly go back, but this is the key point when we start investing into this. So we're still profitable. So they just recently had an earnings, kind of light on revenue and so forth, but the expectations going forward are fairly high with growth within the new Call of Duty, and then having a lot of this popping coming from like the WoW Classic stuff. If you go through the overall earnings report, everything seems okay. So they gave revenue or sales for the new Call of Duty that just got released. So they say the new Modern Warfare generated $600 million in the first 3 days. So that's about $100 million more than Black Ops 4 did in the past season or last year. And it's a little bit more edgier, this game. This is kind of bringing it back to where it was, this game, when I started playing it and so forth. But the bigger thing also was they had their BlizzCon 2019 event in Anaheim. And that's where they debuted the new OverWatch 2 game, Diablo 4 trailer. These are like huge franchises within the Blizzard Activision environment that a lot of players come back day after day, month after month. But there's a slight downside to this company here. As you can see, it's slowly ticking lower here. Let's look on I never like to do on a crazy intraday chart, but it's just funny to see it at this level here. Let's go to a minute. Alright, here we go. So it's kind of ticking lower. No surprise. Kind of want to see it hold above the 200. So I want it to hold here. So I'm going to actually put a drawing here. If I can find out my drawing tool. There we go. I want it to hold here. I'm going to put it right there. I want to make it red. And then I'm going to edit it. And it says, I'm going to call it hold. Or get out if close below, and we're gonna make it show on the left, maybe show on the right, and then we're gonna make it a little fat so it has to get through that. Yeah, like that. Let's move it just there. We go. Alright, so that is, we wanted it to hold that. So potentially could bounce off this. It could go a little bit lower, but if it closes below this line, plus or minus 25-30 cents, we're going to have to get out of it. Just for a small hit, and maybe revisit it once it kind of continues to go higher. So that being said, for Activision, wonderful company. Like I said, they have the new Call of Duty is currently out, and that's into the holiday season, so that's gonna just sell more and more copies. That's in the console and PC. Then we also have other revenue guidance. So looking at the overall, let's go back here. Alright, so Overwatch and Diablo 4 coming out. There is no, they said next year, I think, and Diablo might have been a little longer, but they didn't really show too much. Overwatch 2 is kind of revamping. This is a pretty intense like competition level esports kind of play with Overwatch and Call of Duty. And there currently is an Overwatch League, and they're creating a Call of Duty League. Then we are looking at the Hong Kong incident. So this Hong Kong incident has been kind of dripping on this stock probably hit right around this area here a couple weeks ago, where one of the Hearthstone players showed support for the people of Hong Kong and kind of ousting mainland China, and that kind of Blizzard, in my opinion, kind of overstepped and took his ability to play and his winnings away for the year, which is kind of a I don't know. Like I don't feel like that they did the right thing there. They needed to be a little bit more transparent, and probably be kind of like let the person speak at his own. And I don't know. Anyways, that being said, I'm continuing to be long the stock again. It's got to stay above this guy here. I'm definitely looking forward to the new games coming out. Actually, super excited for Overwatch 2. That's a fantastic games. Oh yes, sorry, the Candy Crush. So the Candy Crush franchise grew over the past year. The company said, driving last year's advertising bookings almost doubled a year ago. Could you imagine that? That's absolutely crazy. They're doubling their revenue. And they did hint that the slowdown within the layoff of 800 employees on February, so that we can look that back. So that's basically where it hit its low at $39, where they laid off 800 individuals there due to lacking of growth and expectations, and that was right before or in the quarter. But you can see on a much longer chart, so right around basically almost a year ago from today is when the Black Ops series and a lot of they weren't just creating revenue. They weren't able to grow bookings. They're seeing a little bit less user interaction, and this is where it just got crushed. And then on top of the other issues of the sell-off that we had into Christmas with the low and so forth, this just catapulted and just skydived down and crashed, breaking through the 200 on the weekly. So actually, let's look at a little bit more long. This is a monthly chart for 15 years. So this is, you can just see how drastic this cutover is. So, and you know how much I love using the 21 moving average or exponential moving average right here, and it's been closing above it once. It's closing below it today, though that's on the monthly side, but still potentially climbing higher. So once these moving averages kind of level out and continue to go higher, because this looks like a beautiful cup and handle, consolidate a little bit and hopefully get back up to the 60s and 70s and continue to climb with the overall success of some of the games that are coming and that they currently have within their inventory. I just want to thank everyone for watching. If you have any comments, leave it in the description down below and I'll get back to you. Alright, this is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace!